your guide in this journey. In each episode, I'll be diving into what really works and what doesn't when it comes to building a stronger, healthier, and more sustainable fitness lifestyle. We'll be exploring the science behind fitness with research backed insights, real world studies, and expert discussions. Whether it's strength training, nutrition, recovery, or mindset, we'll be separating fact from fiction so you know exactly what you need to take your fitness to the next level. So, if you're ready to unleash the beast within and take control of your fitness journey, you're in the right place. Now let's dive in and unleash your inner beast. So for today's episode, I wanted to do like an introductory episode just to give y'all a feel of who I am and how I am as a person and what I want to do at the end of this whole journey, I guess you can call it. You know what I mean? Ever since I was younger, I was always the fat kid, right? I was a guy that was being made fun of all the time, and at the time, I just really didn't care. I would sneak behind a refrigerator or whatnot, get a couple of Swiss cake rolls. Nobody could tell me shit. My dad, whenever he was around, he would always ask my mom, "Why do you let him eat everything? Why do you let him sneak behind a refrigerator like that and eat whatever the fuck he wants?" My mom just didn't care. She wanted me to be that growing boy that she knows and loves, and she lets me do whatever I wanted to do. But I think it was more along the lines of she didn't want me to resent her. I guess that's what it is. I don't necessarily know. I never really talked to her about it. I just kind of kept it moving. But all in all, I was the fat kid that wanted to eat everything. It wasn't until I started going to school and I started getting made fun of, but like I was around 8 or 9 at the time, so I didn't really care. I really didn't. It wasn't until I started going to middle school that was when I really started putting on the weight, and that was when the bullying got more hectic. I would get ketchup thrown in my head. Uh, I would get pants all the time. I was being called pencil dick, all that other crazy shit. It started getting bad in middle school. It really did. There were a lot of suicide attempts. Not even gonna lie to you. I got to the point where I wanted to end it all, man. But at the same time, I was too much of a bitch to do it. And I guess that was in all good reason. High school was whenever I actually got in touch with one of my football friends. He introduced me to the gym, and since then, like, I started getting really skinny, like stupid skinny. I could never put up muscle to save my life, right? But I was the skinny kid with abs. I had the abs. I had like a little bit of definition, but it was definitely a life changing experience. I was getting more praise. I was getting more acceptance from other people, and it made me feel good about myself. I didn't want the muscle. I didn't want any of that shit. I just wanted to be accepted in school. Now I know being a kid and stuff of that nature, you everybody wanted to be the cool kid. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I never really wanted to be that kid. I just wanted to get in, fit in, and get out. Like, that was just kind of what I wanted to do. But I ended up graduating high school early. I started getting a couple of odd jobs, some jobs that I am not proud of. I just it's not big. It's just stripping. I was stripping for a little bit, and and I enjoyed it for the most part. It had its ups and downs, more downs than ups. That was one of the reasons as to why I even left. The amount of praise that I have achieved when I was at that venue, it was actually pretty pleasant. Not even going to lie to you. The drugs was what made me want to get out of there, though. I mean, I didn't partake or anything of the sort. I was just really, I guess you could say, I was really introduced to all sorts of different types of drugs. It was just not my style. I ended up leaving. After that, I started working at AMC, a movie theater. I was just trying to do whatever I can to keep my fitness going, but also getting a decent job. But after that, I joined the Army. I thought that I could do a little bit more with my life, and what better thing to do than to serve your country, I guess. I joined the Army, and after that, I mean, bodybuilding was the thing. I wanted to grow the muscle. I wanted to be that generalized badass, like a god. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a god. I did. I could still lift pretty heavy, but I could never gain muscle. I could never gain muscle. So I started doing more research as far as what to do to gain the muscle that I wanted, to get the physique that I wanted. But what was funny was that the shit that I was dealing with in high school, I was dealing with in the Army. But the thing about it was, I was getting more made fun of being skinny than being fat. It was so fucking weird. That people are weird, but it be like that, I guess. So so I did copious amounts of research. I did a lot of research on how to gain muscle. I gained as much knowledge as I possibly could as far as getting the physique and getting the definition, just all of that, you know. And I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted. I got my weight set up. I wanted to be at least 185. I got up to 200, and I was happy. I was definitely happy with myself and the results that I wanted. But after I got what I wanted, the goal was put on hold because I was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney cancer. And so after 2 years of chemo, 2 years of remission, I was cancer free. It was simple as that. It was pretty cut and dry. It was a pretty cut and dry surgery, kidney removal. At the same time, my son was born. And so I was doing what I could do to recover, but also take care of my son as well. So I had all sorts of shit on my plate. I did, not even going to lie to you. So with the surgery, I had to get a huge incision from the front of my stomach to the side. Like, it was around 40 stitches and 30 staples. Like, it was bad. It was absolutely bad. Like, this scar is horrendous to me to this day. And with that scar, I'm pretty much never gonna have abs again. I mean, I can reduce the weight and stuff of that nature, but due to the relaxation of my muscles, due to the incision, I'm never gonna have abs again, and that's fine. I'm not even worried about it. I know that I could still bench as much as I can and kind of just go from there. But it's also a sign to let myself know that I can handle anything that is brought before me. It's just who I am as a person. I've always been a fighter. I will never have a conflict with myself when it comes to that certain thing. It's embedded, embedded in my head. I'm not going to lie to you. This low key feels like a question that I'm being asked from somebody else. We're 6 minutes in. Not even going to lie to you. We're 6 minutes into this episode. And if you couldn't tell, I don't like talking about myself. I really don't. But what I can tell you is that the reason as to why I'm even doing these episodes, making this podcast, giving as much information as I can, is because of the fact that I know that I can build fighters as well. Being a veteran in the United States Army, being a cancer survivor, I know for sure that I could build as many fighters as I can that listens to this podcast. And I know that it is hard as fuck out there trying to maintain your consistency, trying to get the gains that you want, trying to get as much information for yourself as you can to get to the goals that you want to get to. And I know there are a lot of other influencers out there, fitness coaches and all that stuff, like on Instagram, on websites and certain things like that, that'll give you a standardized workout plan. And you think like downloading that will kind of help you out as far as getting to your goals. And that might be the case. But the difference between some of these influencers and myself is that I make sure that proper form is introduced. I make sure that you're getting the right amount of muscle constriction and contraction and making sure that you're getting that right range of motion as well. Because you could pull weight all day. You could push and pull and lift as much as you can, but as long as you know that form, as long as you know how to actually lift the weight, that is where the muscles get the growth. But I know with the right information, you can get to where you want to get to as far as your fitness journey. I'm pretty sure of it. You know, at the bright old age of 36, I've seen a lot of people struggle as far as getting their shit together. And that's fine. You know, people have their things they need to be worrying about, life be lifing, financial problems, all that other good stuff. But remind yourself that though life do be lifing, you can't get yourself in a situation in which you have to go right back to square one. Because that's going to be the most discouraging thing ever. I've had that shit happen to me so many times. You can't let that shit bring you back to square one. You can. So hopefully the shit that I spit to y'all, the information, studies, all the other good stuff that I give to y'all, hopefully that gives you more of an incentive and just some kind of a motivation to get your ass back in the gym. And with this mindset, all the knowledge and studies that I've obtained, it gave me the willpower to get my personal training certificate. I specialized with people that have disabilities. I'm proficient with nutrition, corrective therapy, physical therapy. I know all that shit. And the reasoning behind this podcast in the general sense is just to give y'all provided information that I've gathered and also studies that I have picked up to help you out as far as better understanding what to do with your fitness goals. And that's basically it with this episode. I just wanted to give out an introductory and introduce myself properly, you know, give out the goals and what I want to provide for this podcast. And I hope that the people that listen, I hope that I help at least one person. That's mainly the goal with me. I love y'all, man. Y'all take care. And that wraps up today's episode of Beast Unleashed. I hope you found today's insights useful and that they help you move closer to crushing your fitness goals. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a destination. So take it one rep, one meal, and one mindset shift at a time. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Muscle Mongrel Fitness, and I also have a Discord too. I'll provide a link for that. The Discord server itself has a whole bunch of information that you could utilize as far as gear that I use, books that I read, and fitness challenges you can do during the week. So make sure you check that out. Until next time, y'all stay hydrated, come together like butt cheeks, and don't forget to keep pushing those limits. This is Bernard Carter signing off, and y'all take care.